my name is Josiah Ray. I'm going to show you how to do some pretty cool 3D graphics right inside of After Effects using native plugins to After Effects. So the first thing I'm going to do here is I've got this new composition with a solid black layer, and I'm going to add something called Stardust, which is you kind of create a 3D star field for us to fly through. So we're going to go to Simulation, CC Starburst, and you'll notice that there's nothing on the screen. That's because the Starburst actually takes the layer that you've got, uses the pixel information, and blows it up into a star field. So whatever color the stuff underneath is, that's the same color your stars are going to be. So I don't really have anything on here. So first I'm going to create a new noise, fractal noise effect. And we're actually going to put this underneath the star up top. So it gets applied first, although the starburst doesn't really care, it matters to me. So if we scroll through this timeline, you can see we're actually like flying through this 3D star field, which is a pretty cool effect. You can adjust the speed, you can adjust the size of the stars. We can also, though, if we bring it over here to this scatter amount, you see it's at 100. Let's set that to 0. And you'll notice it's got the image, the original image that we had, and it's all kind of chunked up ready to explode it into a star field. And as we increase this scatter amount, it begins blowing it up in all directions, and the little particles almost fly in little circles as they fly out, which is really cool if you want to vaporize somebody. It's a really neat little effect. And you can, at that point, you would set the speed to 0 and just animate the scatterized bit of it. So that's the first part. The second one, which is really, really cool, is called Mr. Mercury. So we're going to go to Simulation, CC Mr. Mercury. And if we scroll through, you'll notice it's kind of like a hot glue gun shooting globs of the original image out, which is you know, a kind of interesting looking effect. But if we animate this direction here, we grab it and we start to spin it, you'll see that this is actually a fully three-dimensional particle system with solid globs based on the image underneath. So you could have this colored red, for example, and have it look like blood. And if we go to gravity and set that to 0, and then begin to mess with the direction, it will look, you can get this to look like one of those still frames, like time ramping, where you get somebody shot and you freeze it and you pan around the frame. This is a great way to get the liquid in the air in full 3D inside of After Effects without having to go to a 3D application. And again, you can alter the color of this just by altering the color of whatever image is underneath it. The last thing that I'm going to show you is how to create 3D text in After Effects. This is kind of a cheap little extrusion trick that you can do right inside of After Effects to make some 3D custom objects. So, first I'm going to select this black layer, and I'm going to go to its solid settings. I'm going to change it to a kind of a red color. That way we can see our text afterward. I'm going to make it invisible for now, and I'm going to write just some sample text right there. And we'll scale this up. There we go. Now, back to the red solid, I'm going to make that visible again. We're going to go to Effect, Simulation, Shatter. And what this will basically do, the default is, it makes a brick wall and it blows the bricks out. And we don't really want that kind of effect. What we want to do is underneath Shape, we're going to select from Bricks, and we're going to go to Custom. And for the Custom Shatter Map, we're going to select our sample. And what that will basically do is say, I want to explode this red layer based on the shape of the text underneath it. So if we make this text invisible, and we go from wireframe to rendered, you can see red text. Underneath the camera position, we're going to rotate the y-axis here, and you can see our text actually now has a little bit of depth if I zoom in here. You can see it's actually got now body to the text behind it. The problem is, if we continue along, this text gets exploded and blown out based on the force of whatever the force number 1 is. That's not really what we're looking for. So if we come under force 1 and we set its radius to 0, now if we scroll through, nothing happens to it. So you can have text sit here, rotate in 3D, and then animate that radius back up again and have it explode out at the audience or whatever you would like to do. And the great thing about doing it this way is if we come back to our sample text and we want to edit it, say put in an exclamation point or something, now we come back here and our 3D text has an exclamation point in it. So you can edit this text in real time without having to go to the 3D application and then re-render it again. I hope you've enjoyed this video on how to create some 3D graphics in After Effects. I'm Josiah Ray.